And we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the pre-show. How is it? How you doing, Aramis?
I'm good.
All right,
Good.
just gonna put this up there. Me too. I'm about ready for this. It's definitely a Monday. Whoopsie. Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to open that. I opened the wrong window. I put the entire wrong.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez, Rick. Oh, jeez. All right, let's see. Edit that. Yeah. All right, there we go. That's better. All right, so let's see. We've got Sup Will. Hey, Dragon King. All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we probably should get this thing right on the road, right? We're doing pretty good. The docs looks good. You've got the slide deck?
Yeah.
All right, you know what? Let me pull a slide deck up because, that would be a little awkward. All right, I've got beer. All right, we're good. I think we can, you got red button?
Sure.
All right. Well, let's do this then. All right. Oh, talk again. Let's make sure. Hey, Nicol Rubelas. Are you guys hearing Aramis out there?
No, I don't. Are they hearing me?
Yeah,
Am I saying anything worth saying?
Yeah, okay, good. I can see you're moving the needle. All right.
Yay.
All right, let's do this bad boy then. And my red button is over red button. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Click. Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the PlanesTalkers Podcast, the show by casuals for casuals. I'm your host, Will Benson, joined as always by my, it's not quite Thanksgiving yet, but I'm feeling trypto-fantastic co-host, Aramis Perez. Aramis, sir, how are you tonight?
Not actually a huge fan of turkey, but I'm doing good.
What? Oh, that's just not right. Let's go into Untap, Upkeep, and Draw. Before we begin tonight, we'd like to remind you that this episode, and every episode, of the PlanesTalkers Podcast is sponsored by Kerwin's Game Store. Kerwin's Game Store is New York State's premier source for collectible card games, tabletop games, miniatures, comic books, retro video games, and toys. With their clean, open gaming areas available to everyone, Kerwin's provides a fun and inviting atmosphere for new and experienced gamers alike. With locations in both Catskill, New York, and now on the second floor of the Poughkeepsie Gallery in Poughkeepsie, New York, Kerwin's is the absolute best place to go in gaming. Now, if you're not in New York State, we get that, but they've got a great website you definitely should check out. Go to KGS Online. That's Kite Go Samuel Online, or Kerwin's Game Store, online.com. And put in the promo code PlanesTalkers at checkout, and you will get 5% off your online order. We also want to take this second to recognize our rare level patrons. Steve, Spencer, Chiba Tank, Nurse Gamer VJ, Bell, Josh, Jonathan, George, David, Anthony, and Dragon D's Nuts, along with Levi, who's our reigning champion. We also want to take a second to shout out our Mythic Rare patrons, Jake and Jonathan, as well as Imagine Dragon the Sea Across Your Face. I love that. And then we also cannot forget our producer-level patron, Jamie. Listen, these people do so much for the show. We couldn't operate without them anymore. We are very thankful for them. Some of the benefits you get as being a patron is obviously first dibs at our Win-A-Box, which a lot of guys took us up on that this month, as well as getting first shot at our Commander Craft broadcast. Nice pivot there, which we do every Wednesday night, we want to remind you. We play Paper Commander with two listeners on Wednesday nights around 7 p.m. We broadcast it here through Twitch and Facebook. So to find out more about becoming a patron, go to patreon.com/PlanesTalkers. We also want to remind you that we are the flagship podcast for the PlanesTalkers network of podcasts. Our sister show, Cantrip Cartel, is launched. They're on Anchor at anchor.fm/Cantrip Cartel. And you can download them on almost all the podcatchers out there. For more, hit them up on our Discord. They have their own area. You can just look up Cantrip Cartel in there, and that's at discord.planestalkerspodcast.com. Finally, we want to remind you we do have a survey, survey.planestalkerspodcast.com, where you can tell us how we're doing. But before we do anything else, Aramis, it's Monday. Sir, how the hell are you?
I'm doing pretty good. We had a really nice weekend. Dropped my brother-in-law back over to his place, and that morning, me and my wife got our boosters, and my son got his first dose of his vaccine. So we're all poked.
Oh, nice. I've got to get mine this week. And for me, by the way, we're still in Untap, and I'm untapping Druthers Brewery Truth Serum. This'll end well.
Great.
Yeah, we also had a weekend. We went and actually did the 21st birthday for the oldest. So we went down to Oswego. We ended up taking him to Destiny USA. We took him to Margaritaville. He had many drinks, many rum drinks, and it was as funny as you think it would be.
I have no idea how that would go.
And then we did something cool. We did an escape room, but it was a VR escape room. So they put like the Oculus stuff on our heads and gave us the little trigger things. And you had to escape out of like fighting a dragon or something. It was really, really cool. We enjoyed the hell out of that. I mean, we were gone most of the day Saturday. So Sunday we just chilled out, which I needed, because I'm old. And so even just a day of travel makes me want to crawl into my hidey hole and never speak again. So anything else going on? Did you get any magic in or?
No, didn't get any magic in over the weekend. I mean, outside of the typical playing arena.
Yeah.
Sunday,
Stuff.
like you, we kind of just relaxed. I mean, because driving back and forth from Ithaca is that's a day.
Well, you know what? It's about as far as I go to Oswego. So yeah, about 2.5 hours. So
yeah, it's about 3 hours or so from where I am. So we drive down, drop them off, basically turn right back around and come right back. So it's a full day of driving. But it's a beautiful drive. I don't mind it one bit. We're actually going to be going back to get him in a couple of weeks for Thanksgiving. So that'll be nice to see him again. And like I said, we got our shots and we all felt pretty good the next day, which is great. And yeah, so.
Well, that's cool. So listen, we're gonna go right into upkeep because we have a show and a half. So tonight we are again going to forego the state of standard, as well as we're going to forego something we normally do on pre-release weekends. But unfortunately, with everything going on, and it's so close to the last one, we're going to forego our pre-release primer, where we are like, grab these cards if you open these. Listen, guys, go do pre-release. It's this Friday. Go to your local game store. If you feel comfortable sitting down and playing, great. But if not, at least go and pick up a couple of pre-release packs. I'm assuming we're going to try to do that. I don't know if we can do it Friday or not, but I'm assuming we're going to try to play. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you if we were still hoping to do that. I mean, I'm
always hoping
go down.
to do that. So
yeah,
are you down for Friday?
On Friday? See if I can pick some up. I think so.
Yeah, I think I might be down too. I think I might take Friday off from work. A bunch of people at my job. I work for a different division, so. Like, I get different holidays than they do. They have Thursday and Friday, or Thursday off, and then they're taking Friday off. I have neither. So I may go into work Thursday, do a lot of, like, the IT stuff I need to do, and then Friday just chill. But we'll see. But I think we might be able to do a game Friday night. And then, so let's get into upkeep, though. So we're going to go through that. So we're going to forego State of Standard and the primer. And we're going to go right into card previews because... we've only doing 2 previews a piece. Again, this set is pretty good. We'll kind of go touch on that. And then we're going to go we're going to skip combat and go right into what a lot of people are listening for, which is our win-a-box deck lists. So we do have our deck lists. Aramis and I are going to analyze them. We're going to kind of give you guys a pre-release, a primer for it. We're looking forward to people recording the shows so that we can get them out. So... that's kind of our show tonight, so let's get right into main phase.
Main phase.
All right, so main phase. As I said, we're going to forego the state of standard. Here's what's going on in standard. Alrund's Epiphany. Thank you. All right, moving on. Crimson Vow previews. So, again, we're going to kind of go over a little bit of some of the cards. Aramis and I each chose 2, I think, tonight. Here's the thing. I mean, we haven't even scratched the surface of this, but I feel kind of comfortable saying this. It seems like the power level in CV is a little bit lacking. I don't know. What do you think?
They've turned the dial back for sure.
Like a 3-mana planeswalker like Kaya being as useless as she is unusual.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that.
Oh, dude, come on. It would be one thing if it hit creatures, but because it hits tokens, like, you're never going to play it on turn 3 because it has no way to defend itself. So if you're playing it on turn 3 on a token, like, it's, no. Kaya sucks. She's garbage.
I think
hot garbage.
she's better than the new Audric.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
I think that is the biggest letdown of the set overall.
I can agree
is
with
just
that.
how horribly bad Audric is.
I think some of these are just bad. Again, I really think they should have reprinted Snapcaster. But
it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked here. If they were going to do it, they would have had to do it on Midnight Hunt.
I know.
They're not going to do a 1-of flashback card in this set.
I know. But let's get into the previews a little bit. So like I said, it does seem like they're dialed back a little bit. But, it's still worthwhile. It's going to make for an interesting standard.
Oh, there's plenty of good stuff in here.
Yeah. Again, I still think Alrund's Epiphany is out soon. I will be very surprised if that ain't banned soon. So let's get into it, though. You're going to start us off with, I love this card, by the way.
Yeah, so I'm going to start off with a card that is purely for limited. Unless some crazy reanimator strategy comes up either in standard or another format, maybe commander. But anyway, Dreadfast Demon. It is a rare creature from the set. It is a 6/6 flyer for 5 colorless and 2 black, so 7 mana. So like I said, standard's not going to see this unless a reanimator becomes a thing.
Right.
It is a flyer, like I said, at the beginning of your end step, sacrifice a non-demon creature. If you do, create a token that's a copy of Dreadfast Demon.
Huh.
So the
still won't have haste, but you'll have a blocker.
No, but the drawback is that you're going to get a lot of these on the board, meaning you have to sacrifice a bunch of creatures each turn.
Right.
But that means you have a bunch of 6/6 flyers on the board, and I don't see where that's a problem.
No.
In limited, this is a late game, close out the game bomb.
Right.
It's obviously, yes, it dies to removal. And it's really expensive, and if it dies right away, it's sad face. But it's a cool card. I read it and I was like, this is kind of interesting. It's fun. It's nice. It's, we don't always have to go for the cards and be, oh, this is going to be a card that's 4 of in every standard deck. You're going to have to play this and it's going to be $30 a piece. No, this is not going to be an expensive rare. I don't think there's going to be too many of those in this set. But it's a fun card. Like I said, limited, sealed, especially pre-release this weekend.
I could see this in Commander. Fun Commander card.
This is a very interesting Commander card, especially if you have token strategies or ways to either duplicate its trigger or, cheat it into play early or something. Because if it's the only creature on the board, you don't have to sacrifice it because it specifically says non-demon, and this is a demon. So if you don't have any food, it's not like the old big black demon creatures of the past where, like, Lord of the Pit, if you didn't have a creature to sacrifice, it punched you in the face for 7 damage. Yeah. This just says, oh, you don't got any else for me? All right.
That's
cool,
okay.
whatever.
I'll eat them.
It's all good. I'll go over there. Yeah. So yeah, it's a fun card. It's cool. I mean, going back real quick to what you were saying about Alrund's Epiphany, they did reprint Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, in this set, which I think can have, even just adding that extra mana could be the difference. But I still think they're probably going to ban Epiphany. Yeah. So,
I think they're going to ban Epiphany soon. I will be very surprised if we hit December. Now, I'm not betting on it. I'm not betting. But I would say I'll be surprised if
Thalia was a very powerful reprint, and I'm really happy to see her back. It'll be nice to see where she slots in.
All right. I chose a dual face card. Both of mine were actually dual face. This one's a mythic. Henrika Domnathi. I just like the choices on this. I like the way it works, and I like the fact that one of the choices kind of makes you stop having to get choices. So she's 2 black, 2 colorless. So she comes in. She's a legendary vampire for 1/3 mythic, flying, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, choose one that hasn't been chosen. So you can choose either each player sacrifices a creature, you draw a card and you lose 1 life, or you transform her. See, I like that because, you know what? If I'm out of creatures, if things went south, then I'll just transform her and I save her from being wasted. And then the other side of her, she becomes a 3/4 vampire, Henrika Infernal Seer. And it says Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink. So she gets a couple more keywords. 2 black and a colorless. Each creature you control with Flying, Death Touch, and or Lifelinks gets 1/0 until end of turn. I just like the flavor of her. I think I'm liking the powerful black vampires. I think we're going to see a black vampire deck. Or black and red. But I definitely, there's some pretty bonkers vamps in this set. What do you think?
I mean, again, I think she's another, very powerful limited card.
Right.
If you choose to transform her right away, you completely can. I mean, there's nothing that says you have to choose all 3 before you transform. You can do it in whatever order you want. I think the most common application for her would probably be drawing a card and then transforming her.
Right.
Unless if you have one other creature and they only have one creature on the board, then yeah, okay, we each sack a creature. I'll kill your guy. And then go through the rest of the sequences. Once she flips over,
I'd be a little nervous with
leaving her around.
Instant removal. I'd be concerned.
Well, I mean, that's
each player sacrifice a creature. Great, I'm gonna fatal push your blank. Oh fuck.
I mean, she dies to removal anyway.
Yeah, true.
So and the trigger still happens. So that either way, they're still losing a creature, and then they're also going to lose the card taking care of her. So if she's the only creature you have on the board, then you 2-for-1 them.
Yep.
Once she flips over, she's Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink is a pretty powerful combination of abilities, and the fact that she pumps herself and anybody else on your team with any of those abilities is nice. It would have been interesting. I kind of feel like as a mythic, maybe tack on another mana there and say each creature you control gets +1/+0, and then your choice of Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink end of turn.
I don't know.
If you could manage to activate it 3 times, then all your creatures get +3/+0 in all 3 abilities. I think that would be pretty awesome.
I think you're right about one thing. I think you're going to draw a card and then transform. So
you're going to try to get some value.
You're going to say you curve out on this the right way. Okay, she comes down on 4, and maybe if you have a creature, everybody sacks 1. All right, whatevs. Next turn 5. All right, we draw a card, we lose a life. Sure. But then turn 6, now you transform her. She becomes a 3/4 Flying, Death Touch, Lifelink, and you trigger her twice. She becomes a 5/6 Flying, Death Touch, Lifelink.
5/4.
5/4. Sorry.
She doesn't pump her toughness.
But still, a 5/4 Flying, Death Touch, Lifelink. That's nothing to sneeze at.
No. and if you even have 1 or 2 other creatures with one of those abilities, they're getting that bonus as well. So it's not like it's just her. I was just saying, I think it would have been more like mythic-y.
Yeah.
If maybe make the activated ability either an extra colorless or turn it into triple black, and then make it so that each of the creatures get the +1/+0, and then you pick which ability they get.
I don't disagree with that.
That would have been cool. But as is, this is a very interesting card. It's fun. I don't know if it's going to see any play in Standard.
I still think vamps might become a thing. So
maybe. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like it's where we are with creatures these days.
Right.
It doesn't do anything immediately, so it's not that great.
Well, and I mean, vamps are not zombies. Obviously, zombies between the 2 sets.
But even zombies,
are
I'm
talking real.
Like if you're paying 4 mana for a creature, it should have any the way that creatures are built these days. If it's not something crazy like Questing Beast, it should have some kind of crazy ETB, instant value. Like that sort of seems like where we are. I mean, I don't like that's where we are. Creatures have gotten a lot more powerful,
right?
And the spells aren't as powerful. Nice segue into the next card. But I think it's a very it's a good creature. It'll be. I hope that she sees some play in Standard. It'd be nice if that happened. If not, again, another really good card in Limited. Could be a nice card, a nice commander to build around as well. I mean, Death Touch Tribal, Flying Tribal, Vampire Tribal. I mean, Nighthawk Scavenger is a thing that already has Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm a big fan. So you kind of hinted at it. Let's go to your next card here.
Yeah. So the next card, the biggest reason I picked it is because I figured if I hadn't picked it, Benson would have yelled at me. because
I
it's
would have said something. Yeah.
yeah, it's a control card. I'm more of the control player, although I've kind of been shying away from that a little bit lately
You have.
as I've gone more casual. But that being said, the next card I have is Wash Away. It's an instant for 1 blue, and it says counter target spell that wasn't cast from its owner's hand. It has Cleave for 1 and 2 blue, and the bracketed text that would get removed is that wasn't cast from its owner's hand, so it becomes canceled. Straight up counter target spell. The reason I like this card is commander.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
1 mana, counter your commander. Sure. Where do I sign?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Even then, it hits commanders, it hits flashback, it hits cards that are exiled from things like Light Up the Stage.
It hits Epiphany.
It hits Epiphany if it's been foretold.
Yeah.
So this card is going to be the new Mystical Dispute.
Right.
If you're playing blue, you're going to have, you're either going to have 1 or 2 of these in the main or 2 or 3 in the sideboard, because even if they don't have Epiphany foretold, you can still use it as a regular counter spell for 3 mana, which is inefficient. But just to have the 1 mana sitting there to say, oh, look at all that prep you just did. No, sorry, not happening.
Right.
But yeah, where I really see this shining is in Commander. It's a very powerful weapon. There's so many things, like somebody steals your stuff with Valky. Somebody steals your stuff with Gonti. They take your stuff with Robber of the Rich. They're casting their commander for the 4th time, and they're spending an extra 8 mana. You counter it for 1. I mean, come on, just the level of feel bad that's going to be coming from that.
You just like making people feel bad, man. That's the way you roll.
That's what blue counter spells do. It's like, oh, you're going to do the thing. You spent all that time. No, you didn't. So, from what I can see, this is going to be one of those cards that you're going to be seeing a lot of this in Commander. You're going to be you'll probably see this in Standard. Yeah, because especially where we are now, there's a lot of graveyard stuff. There's a lot of
a lot of control,
casting stuff from exile. So
controls everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, this would have been a good card to have during Eldraine.
Yeah, no kidding.
Stop that Bone Crusher Giant from coming out after they went on the adventure.
Well, and my last card is I chose Alchemist's, or I'm sorry, Ill-Tempered Loner. Oh shit, it didn't copy. Okay then, interesting. I chose Ill-Tempered Loner. So Ill-Tempered Loner is 2 red, 2 colorless. You had to know I was going red. And it said, whenever Ill-Tempered Loner is dealt damaged, it deals that much damage to any target. And then you can pump it for a red and a colorless to give it +2/+0 until end of turn. And that's its day-bound side. If it hits the night-bound side, it becomes a werewolf, Howlpack Avenger. Whenever a permanent you control is dealt damage, Howlpack Avenger deals that much damage to any target. And then again, you can pump it for a red and a colorless to get +2/+0. Yeah,
I this card is going into my Fire Song and Sunspeaker deck.
This card will go into my Red Burn deck.
Mm.
Yeah.
You want to know why? You want to know why it's going to go into my Fire Song and Sunspeaker deck?
Why is that?
Star of Extinction.
Oh, you suck.
Oh, I have 5 creatures on the board. I'll cast Star of Extinction. I have 100 damage to distribute. And by the way, I gain, 100 some odd life because I had that many creatures on the board, and Fire Song gives all my stuff life.
I think I like this card. I mean, it is so weird to see red costed, like a 3/3 for 4 in red seems weird.
Hill Giant.
I know. It just.
3/3 for 4 in red has been
not in a while,
especially
though.
vanilla.
Yeah.
Well, it's been that way since alpha. I mean, that's been the vanilla creature. It's been the 3/3 for 4. Except it's just, with power creep now it's a 3/3 for 4 with a whole bunch of abilities.
Yeah, with a whole bunch of text because, apparently they don't pay by the letter anymore.
Yeah, vanilla creature. When's the last time we had a vanilla creature?
Oh. We wouldn't talk about it. There are vanilla creatures in here. We just wouldn't talk about them. Because why in the fuck would you talk about them?
I'm going to see if there are any actual just like plain old creatures with no abilities in this set. You keep talking about your card. I'm going to look.
Well, yeah. So the reason I like this card, though, is that it does seem to, I'd like to see red come back. Red needs some help. Red hasn't had anything in the last couple of sets. I mean, mono red is no longer an archetype or a deck at all.
This ain't going to do it. I'm just going to tell you that
it
right
isn't
now.
going to do it, but it's a start. I do think this sees some play in a Gruul deck. Definitely maybe in a werewolf deck of some sort. But
you kind of want to have a way to have it deal damage to itself, though.
Yeah. I don't disagree. But I think there are ways you can do that. Hell, just frostbite the damn thing. It lives. As long as you don't have too many snow permanents. But
play with fire.
Yeah. So there are things you could do. Shock isn't in here anymore, but there's like that other shock card you can try.
Play with fire. Yeah.
Yeah, play with fire. That's it.
It's better shock.
Yes. Shock
strictly
2.0.
better. Yeah, it's strictly better shock.
So have you found any vanilla creatures?
No, and not even really anything that's French vanilla either. You know what that means, though, right?
No idea.
So a vanilla creature is a card with no abilities. It's just, power, toughness, casting cost, and flavor text.
Right.
French vanilla means it has nothing else except for maybe one ability. So it'd be like, just a 3/3 flyer for 5.
Right.
And I'm not even seeing anything that's French vanilla so far. Everything's got, an ability and then something else.
Well, then. So, yeah, creep is happening. So that's kind of our previews. Happening. So, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, Aramis, how are you feeling about this set? I feel like it's a little bit...
There's a few cards that I intentionally didn't talk about because I think they're kind of obviously powerful.
Right.
But like the cemetery cycle, those mythics, those are really good. I think those are going to see some play. Obviously, the new dual lands, them finishing the cycle is fantastic.
Yes.
Those are really, really good commander lands.
Yes, they are.
So it's nice that they're finally figuring out that, hey, when we come up with a new cycle of lands, let's finish it right away and not wait 5 years or just, I don't know, never do it.
Right.
Like, I'm really worried that Streets of New Capenna, that they're not going to finish the Triome cycle.
That's true.
Because that's supposed to be the set with the next. It's not wedges. It's supposed to be shards.
Right.
So it's a shard set, and I don't know that they're going to do it. I mean, because I don't know if triomes fit in a cityscape world that's like 1920s New York City, Chicago type of thing.
Never thought I'd hear that.
Yeah, and there are no vanilla creatures in the set, and no French vanilla creatures. I think that might be a first.
That might be a first. I know that.
But anyway, yeah. I'm glad they did that. Like I said, the mythics for the cemetery mythics, that cycle is really cool. There's a couple of other really interesting cards in this set. I mean, Faithbound Judge is really kind of cool. Turns into that.
Curses are cool.
The new curses are really cool. There's a lot of really fun stuff in this set. Is it gonna break things wide open? I mean, Alchemist Gambit's kind of a pain in the ass. We'll see what happens with that.
Yes, it is.
But I'm kind of glad in a sense. I mean, we're talking about Epiphany getting nuked, and maybe
I still think they'll nuke
else.
that too. I think they're going to get rid of extra turn spells. They have to. Because it's just pissing.
I don't know if they're going to go
off.
so broad to just hit something that doesn't have the quote unquote data to back it up. I mean, yes, of course, it's an extra turn spell, and you can kind of just plug it into where Alrund's Epiphany is, but it works differently. So I'm not sure that it's the same level of oppressive as Alrund's Epiphany is, because again, it doesn't generate any threats on its own. It's hard to pass judgment on a card that hasn't been played yet. Right. You know what I mean? It's different because it's not something like Omnath,
right,
where you're like, what the fuck is this? A card that literally should have been the face card for the commander precons for the set. Instead, they sort of, shoehorned it in because, hey, it's Zendikar, you got to have Omnath.
Yeah.
And then they ended up just making one of the most powerful creatures ever made.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I do feel like that, but this is what we wanted. We wanted them to also kind of downplay. After Eldraine, everybody was like, and
oh yeah,
really, I think War of the Spark and then into Eldraine, we were like, holy shit, so
I just kind of wish they'd get back to the really cool cinematic trailers. Like, I mean, War of the Spark was fantastic with that. I like Throne of Eldraine's. Aquaria's was kind of cheesy, but it was still kind of cool. Right. And then they kind of disappeared.
Right.
I mean, they did one for Midnight Hunt, but it kind of sucked.
Yeah. I don't know that they did one for Vow. So,
I'm sure they did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there is one for midnight for Crimson Vow. I'm not sure if it's available yet, but I think they said they were doing one.
Oh, well, whatevs.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
let's
you know,
do
but
this.
And the big thing is, anyways, that we're all done with this until February.
Right. So thank God. Holy cow! I'm ready for a little bit of slowdown on release schedule here. Let's do this. Let's go to combat.
Combat phase.
And then realize we don't have one. So we'll go to main.
Main phase.
Okay, so yeah, I'm ready for things to kind of slow down a little bit as far as release schedule goes. But we do want to get into, we have started our Win-A-Box tournament. It's going to go live tonight at 10 p.m. So after this show, which, when we leave, if we're not off the, it might be as soon as we go off the air, I may log into the tournament and start it. But basically, we've got our Win-A-Box tournament. We're doing the legendary historic 100 card brawl. Now, what we mean by legendary is this. Each commander has to be unique. So in a field of 32, which we are actually 30, all 30 decks have a different commander. That was the rule we made. So people signed up, and when they signed up, they immediately took the commander they wanted. And once that commander was tapped, nobody else could use it. So we won't see a bunch of Omnath decks. We're not going to see a bunch of Kenrith or Teferi or anything like that. In fact, there's no Teferi deck. So I was kind of surprised at that because a 3-mana Planeswalker that shuts off instants.
Teferi Time Raveler's banned in Historic Brawl.
That's true.
Teferi Hero of Dominaria is legal.
Yeah. So we've got 32. So we've got 30. We've got 2 guys getting by. So Crimson Wolf got a buy. Anthony got a buy because one guy didn't put his deck list in. So I had to DQ him. Yeah. The other one is we would have had 3, but around 11:30 this morning, because I said we're going to shut it down at noon, I was like, why isn't Jay Grow defending his title for the 3rd time? Why he should go for the 3-peat? And he's like, you know what, I should. So, he rushed to get a deck in on time.
Oh, and of course he picked that command.
I know he did.
So freaking much. I hate that. Every time I see that commander, I scoop. I don't play against that guy.
So we're going to go into this now. So we're going to go through the deck list. We're very excited. Now, we're encouraging the listeners who are playing. Please, if you have the means and ability to record your match, do so. Whether you use OBS, whatever software you want to use, we would really love to have you guys record. Send them to me in Dropbox or Google Drive. I've put my information in the Discord. We'll compile them, put them together. We'll try to do a show maybe next Friday with the first week and a half of play, or first 2 weeks. And then we'll try again, the Friday after that's Black Friday. We might be able to do that. It depends.
I'm off. So
yeah, so we might just do that during the day. So let's get into this though. So Aramis, inside the Discord, if you want to follow along, you can go to Discord. You can go to discord.planestalkerspodcast.com under Crimson Vow WAB for Win-A-Box deck lists. I have them in order that we're going to take them, which is the order in which they're playing. So the first 2 are Mac and Spawn of Muldrotha. Like I said, when we get to Crimson Wolf, he's actually going to play the winner, I think, of... I got to pull up... You know what? That's what I wanted to pull up was the tournament bracket so that I could be like, one of these is like for that. But yeah, so we're going to go in order of matchups. Aramis, part of me was like, we should open a spreadsheet because we're always like, well, I think this person will win. Well, I think this person will win. And then we never, you and I don't keep score.
No.
But we could.
We could. But if your track record on bets is any indication, you don't want to do that.
Shut the frack up. All right. So let's get into this. So our first matchup is Mac or Mangus versus Spawn of Muldrotha. Mm-hmm. Let's look at Mac first. Mac's deck is Riel the Everwise. So fun time had by all. And he's going up against Muldrotha, who's playing, it looks like a Merfolk. Kamena, Tyrant of Araska. Yep.
Yeah.
So, Mac's deck, I mean, reality ever-wise, for those that don't know, and I should have Gatherer open, actually.
Gatherer. Hello. Scryfall's vastly superior.
Yeah, Scryfall, whatever. I don't care. Cheapers.
Vastly superior.
Reality Everwise is a 3 mana value, 1 colorless, a blue, and a red. And it says, legendary creature 0/3. When it gets 1+0 for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard, whenever you discard one or more cards for the first time each turn, draw that many cards. So he's looking for card engine value in the whole 9. His deck is full of instants and sorceries. He's got a few creatures in there, Goblin, Electromancer, etc. So, yeah, it's obvious like an Alrund's Epiphany died. I'm not surprised. Enigma Drake. So, yeah, he's just going to look to play a lot of instants, try to keep control. Looks like a lot of control on the board. And then try to sweep in with something like Enigma Drake. Or does he have the other Drake? Where's that other Drake? The one from War of Spark sets.
The Crackling Drake?
Yeah, Crackling Drake. Is that in there?
I don't see it.
Because I would have had, because again, it's counting instants and sorceries both in graveyard and in exile.
Yeah. I mean, I see Kiora Best the Sea God.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think he has Crackling Drake. That's surprising.
No, Crackling Drake's not in there.
That might have been a miss on his part. I think you would want that, given what his commander does.
He's wanting to draw a lot of cards, discard some stuff. He's
yeah. But you get the card engine off of.
Is it spells? Yeah. This is purely is it spells. A lot of control. There's a few different iterations of this in the tournament because obviously once Riel was taken, nobody else could take her as her commander. So there is a player with Niv Mizzet Power Rune.
Yeah.
So this is spells, drawing cards. I mean, this is what Izzet does.
Right. And then Drotha took Kamena, Tyrant of Araska. Here's the thing. You know what I'm not seeing a lot of in his deck? Merfolk. I'm not seeing a lot of Merfolk at all.
Frillin is in there.
Huh.
Yara Mirror Lake.
Yeah, he's got like 10.
Prime Speaker Vanifar. This is a pod deck.
Yeah. I mean, he's got Jade Light. I mean, he's got some in there, but
yeah, this is pods. So he's Frilled Mystic.
Frilled Mystic is
his
yeah. But he's got Kogla of all things. He's got Coma,
Merfolk Skydiver, Thieving Skydiver, Kinnan, Silvergill Adept.
Yeah, he's got like 10 or 12, but I mean, I just am like, it's interesting in that he didn't, because I mean, Kamena is 100% a Merfolk, I mean, the guy's an incredible player. Hey, Pam, how are you tonight?
There's a ton of Merfolk in here.
Oh, am I wrong? I was missing some, I thought.
Yeah, there's more in here.
All right.
I
mean, he's got a Hydra, he's got a Brazen. You need those because of what they do.
Right.
It's an interesting deck, though. If I had to pick a winner, I don't know how you go against Riel. He has a lot of evasion, though.
Kumena is kind of sneaky because Kumena is going to be, I think, a little bit of a quicker deck. Green, surprise. I feel like the Kumena deck has a little bit more control aspect to it.
It has some upside and it has some ramp.
They both have a ton of counter spells. Yeah. This is going to be really come down to. I mean, unfortunately, thankfully it's best 2 out of 3, but it's really going to come down to how the draws go.
Right.
If one of them misses a land drop somewhere, it's going to really be a bad time.
I'm going to stick with it though. I'm going to go with Muldrotha. I think I said Riel. originally.
You did.
I
Yeah,
did.
that was Mac.
I'm going to go with Muldrotha, I think, the more I think about it.
Okay. I'll take Riel. I think the Izzet has the potential to be sneakily explosive. I've seen some of the decks running in like a sort of like an Izzet shell have really crazy turns. Muldrotha, Kumana can go nuts too, but I feel like Riel has access to a little bit more card draw.
Yeah. All right. So, hold on. All right. Let's see. Let's go to our next matchup, which is Atom Bomb versus Mumbledown. So, Atom Bomb is playing a... What is he playing there? Oh, Teysa.
Teysa tokens.
Yes. Love this deck. I love Teysa. I think Teysa is underrated. But going up against the Coma deck.
Coma's nasty.
Rip Teysa.
Coma, if he's able to get that down and even survive to one upkeep, I mean, I'm not sure he has a way to get rid of it. Heliod's punishment will slow it down for a while.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact is that, he can tap Teysa, shut off her activate. Well, she doesn't have activated, does she? She just says static.
Yeah, her abilities are all static.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got Ugin. He's got Nissa. He's got pretty much the best historic cards out there.
I mean, Teysa's running Bolas' Citadel. That card can be insane.
Yeah.
If he has a way to gain some life, does he have a...
I mean, Veil of Summer is useless
Reservoir
for him right now. He has Veil of Summer in the main. That's a wasted card.
Yeah, that's all right, though.
Yeah, it's all right.
Come on, where is... I'm looking to see if the Teysa deck is running Aetherflux Reservoir.
It should be, but I don't think it is. It
is not. Yeah, so if for people playing in Brawl, if you're playing black, if you play Aetherflux Reservoir and Bolas' Citadel, after a while the spells become free.
Yeah.
And you actually net life off of them, and you can basically chain off the life that you need to kill somebody in one turn pretty quickly. So just keep that in mind. It's an expensive 10 mana, 2 artifact combo, but it's kind of gross.
I'm gonna go with Adam. Or
I would say
I'm
the Coma deck
is
I'm gonna
favored.
go with Coma. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Coma.
Coma's definitely favored. The amount of ramp that Simic has access to in Brawl is not insignificant at all. Coma can come down in turn 5.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he has some like, okay, if you draw going against this deck, I mean, if you have, Veil of Summer, you're going to mulligan. But yeah, I think Mumbledown's got this. So the next matchup, so the winner of the first two will play each other. Vic is playing JJCD. This is an interesting matchup that happened in that two of the more powerful 5-color decks are facing off. So everybody has to be a little bit happy here. In that nobody wanted to face either one of these decks. Vic is running a Kenrith, the Return King. So he's got access to all 5 colors. He's got Jin-Kataxis in there.
I was going to say that card is so disgusting.
It really is. He's running obviously an Elrond's Epiphany. He's running a couple of the ley lines.
Got a Sika in there.
Yeah,
in his deck.
He does have a Sika in his deck. He's running Chromatic Orrery, which I love in this deck. Because you want the mana to be able to start doing crazy dumb shit. He's got a good build. He does have the World Tree, which is also going to help him. Not a lot of gods, so he's going to do that mainly for mana fixing, I think.
Yeah, well, it's incredible mana fixing.
Yeah. So
it's basically a Chromatic Lantern that you can't really interact with unless you're playing Field of Ruin.
Right. So on the other side, we've got JJCD, who is playing Asika as his commander, and it's almost a mirror match. They have a lot of the same cards. I do see Ulamog on JJ's side,
which is interesting because that's not going to trigger the exile on cast if he gets it off of Prismatic Bridge.
Right.
So he's looking to hard cast this.
Right. He is running a Teferi protection. He's running
Elesh Norn.
inexorable Kaya. Oh God, it's
Talk with a Titan Ape. I mean, both of these decks are. And there's a Shield Red Whispering one.
He's playing more of a Super Friends Asika deck, though.
Well,
He's got a lot of Planeswalkers.
Brawl is kind of, if you're going 5-color in Brawl, I mean, if you're going 5-color in Commander, it's basically the same thing. It's 5-color good stuff.
Right.
You find the best cards you can and you shove them in there because why the hell not?
Exactly. I'm gonna side with Vic on this one. I think Kenrith, because the value with Kenrith, the being able to gain life, the being able to swing in and haste, for just a red. While JJCD has a lot of removal, I like the Kenrith build that Vic put together.
I think the advantage that Vic is going to have is the fact that they're both 5-color decks, but Kenrith is a lot easier to cast.
True.
That's one of the reasons that people hate Golos so much, is because he's 5 colorless mana for a 5-color commander, so you can just cast him for 5, doesn't matter what lands you have. The other reason is of course that he searches up a land and pays for half of his tax. So
yes.
even if you kill him, you just whatever. That's the other big thing. But Kenrith only costs 1 white to cast, and then his other abilities unlock as you get the mana for them. Whereas if you want to cast a Prismatic Bridge, you need Wooburg. Yeah. So I have an Asika deck that I play in Brawl. It's not this. I play God Tribal. So it's nowhere near it. It's nowhere near as good.
Yeah.
It's a whole hell of a lot more fun when it goes off. I'll tell you that, though. Trying to crash Arena when you pop off the World Tree and get all the gods into play at the same time.
Or time
really
out,
fun.
I guess.
Yeah. It's fun to see the program struggle with such a simple interaction because it wants to do all the bells and whistles.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the fact that JJ's got Elesh Norn. That card's just ridiculous. I don't know that Vic is running Elesh Norn. So
Vic has Shield Red.
Yeah.
And Jin Gitaxias, which, yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. Again, I'm going to root for Vic, though. I think Vic's got a
Vorinclex in there too. Yeah. Both Vorinclex.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. We've got Kyle versus K Pleiter. So Kyle's playing Asmodeus the Archfiend. So
mono black.
Yeah. Which is an interesting, you know what? I like this for him. Kyle is still learning. He's still trying to figure out how, what works. So he's, going mono black is a genius idea for what this is. His deck is exactly what you would expect it to be. On the other side of that, Mardu Outrider. Isn't Mardu Outrider? Is Mardu Outrider black only? Yeah, it is. Holy shit. That was misnamed. Let's K Pleiter, though. He is running
Niv-Mizzet Reborn.
So another 5-color.
Another 5-color good stuff, and this has got all the good stuff. It's got Casualties of War, Binding the Old Gods, Ashiok, Nightmare Muse, a lot of especially like the 2-colored really nasty stuff. Elspeth Conquers Death, Field of the Dead, obviously, Fires of Invention. You got Garruk. It's got Golos, Hydrate Krasis. I'm actually surprised. I don't think there is a Golos deck in this field, is there?
There is a Golos. There is. Somebody did take Golos.
There is a Golos.
Oh, hell
okay.
Yeah. I would have been surprised.
I was going to say, I thought I don't remember seeing it. I looked through them, and maybe I just missed it because,
Okay.
Golos is
I will say this. I like Pleiter's deck list because it's in alphabetical fucking order. Yeah, he's got a lot to go with. Where Kyle might have a better shot is that he might be able, if he can keep from the board wipe and keep from the removal, he's got cheap, he's monocolor. He's, he can remove stuff. No?
I think Pleiter's just got too much good stuff in there. There's too many weapons.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just,
Especially with Niv-Mizzet, he casts it. He's drawing upwards of 10 cards.
Yeah, and everything's double colored. All of his shit's
double
colored.
It's this Niv-Mizzet is really, really
Dream
really
Trawler.
Good.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah. Making a return. I mean, Plothis
Well,
is in here. Coma's in
yeah.
there. Knight of Autumn. Kiora. Kenrith is in there. Teferi's in there. Scarab God's in there.
Yeah.
Time Wipe. Tyrant Scorn. Ugin's in there. Uro's in there. Valky's in there. Vraska. I mean, yuck.
So all right, so let's go to the next one. So we've got Crayfin versus my buddy Ember. So Crayfin is running, if I can get my mouse on.
It's a Grumgully, looks like.
Yeah, he's running Grumgully. So creatures all day, every day. Non-human creatures.
Getting big. I'm going to give Ember the advantage.
I am too.
He's playing Tatiova.
Yeah. And he's running everything you need to run for that. He's got your Triska Decaphile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sea Dasher, Teferi Master of Time, Teferi's Angel's Insight.
Please tell me there's a
they're
Scootsworm
just
in here.
they've got all the tools. Elder Gargaroth, Toski.
No Scoot Swarm. I'm upset.
Dude, MB, what are you doing there? Why no Scoot Swarm? I'm gonna go with MB on this as well. I was gonna go MB anyway because they're one of my favorite people on the planet. So
I just think Tatiova is incredibly explosive. The one downside that Tatiova has is that it really needs her on the board to really go crazy.
And
Grumgully
Grumgully,
do okay
he
without
has
it.
ways to remove it. Like he's got quite a bit.
Once Tatiova costs like 9, it's not really worth it. So if Kyle holds his removal until Tatiova hits the board and he can
Crayfin,
he can consistently remove it, then it slows that deck down so much where it really it loses a lot of gas. But if Ember's able to stick Tatiova and untap and start playing lands, it snowballs so fast.
Ember saying too, I really should have put Scoot Swarm in. Oops.
I'm wondering.
MB, we're still rooting for you, buddy.
Oh, what's the name of that stupid card from Zendikar Rising? The Ancient. It's that elemental that lets you play lands from your graveyard, but also doubles your landfall triggers.
Oh, the Ancient Green Warden or something?
Yeah, that needed to be in here too.
Yeah. I like it though.
That card is nuts. I mean, is there a Ramanep Excavator?
I don't see it.
Ember, you're missing some toys that really, really would have been good for this deck. I still think you have an advantage, but you were missing some toys.
Yeah. Well, so the next matchup is going to be Nickel Rubelis, who's also in the chat, versus Netrock. Nickel is playing Sithis, Harvest Sand. Ooh, I still love that card.
Such a good commander.
Yeah. It's a green and a white. Whenever you cast an enchantment, you gain a life and draw a card. So enchantments and life gain for days. Running exactly what you need them to run. Try to the Elysian Grove. MB, how did you not have that either? Netrock, on the other hand, is running a... Did he tell us his commander?
It's on the bottom.
Oh, Seraph.
Seraph the Viper's Fang.
Yeah, so... interesting. So
I'm assuming that's what it is.
Well, you know what? Let me go up because
win.
I did keep the Commanders channel, so at least I've taken Commanders, and I think you're right. For that reason, I was like, yeah, no, and I better take a look at that. Let's see, who is that? We're looking at Netrock, right?
Yeah, Netrock.
Finn the Fangbearer.
Oh, it's Finn. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not in here then.
It's not in there?
I'll put it in. It must have gotten cut off when it got copy pasted.
Yeah, because that's just it. I was like, guys, put it in the Decklist channel. And then they would put it in with the Commanders. I'm like, oh, for frack's sake.
Okay, this makes a whole lot more sense if it's Finn. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what? I think I can edit this because I am,
Tyrant. That card's actually really hard to deal with.
Finn? Oh, yeah, because it's giving poison counters.
Carnage Tyrant.
Yeah. Oh, Carnage Tyrant? I love Carnage Tyrant. That's the best card in Ixalan.
That card is so hard to deal with.
I don't blame him, though. Like, with running Finn, I mean, you're looking for the poison counters.
Yeah.
Nickel Rubelas is... So, we've got enchantments versus poison.
Death Touch Tribal.
God, I don't know, dude. I don't know which way to hit on that.
They're both 2 mana commanders, so they're both going to come down early. I think that this might be one where it ends up being a race. Sithis can win the race if it gets the removal.
Yeah.
Or if it can get a good turn and slap in all that glitters on something that has evasion. Otherwise, Finn can kill them fairly quickly.
Yeah, Finn's got a lot going on here and a lot of ways to
I think
ramp. Veil of Summer again will be useless for Finn because he's not playing blue or black. So
got 9 lives, Minimus Containment, passive doesn't really do anything.
Colgless
Fetter doesn't really do anything. He doesn't have. There's not really any way that there's Cast Out, Baffling End, Banishing Light. I mean, basically, he's going to need to draw all of his Nicholas going to have to draw all of his removal.
Yeah,
because anything that he does, it's pretty much all exile stuff, and he's just going to slap it back in the command zone. He's not really going to care.
Yeah,
because making it so it can't attack or block doesn't matter for Finn, and I don't see Swords to Plowshares in here.
No, I didn't either. Actually, I did notice that. So.
All
right. So
Death Touch is going to be very relevant.
Yep, I agree. Vamp Demigod. He's playing Angel's Knight. So he's got Inferno of the Star Mounts. Ouch. So versus Angel Knights and their Baral. So 2 monos.
Yeah, but Vamp Demigod is playing Dragon's Approach.
Yes.
This is the Dragon's Approach deck. The way it needs to be, 21 copies of Dragon's Approach, and he's just going to burn you out and then grab dragons.
Does he have Corvold?
Does he have any? How many dragons does he have? Hold on.
Yeah, he's only got one.
He's only got a red dragon, a volcanic dragon, a Terror of the Peaks. Okay,
he's got
Goldspan, Purifying. He's got like 5 dragons. Okay.
Yeah. And Smoldering Egg's a dragon.
Dragonkin Berserker.
I think he missed out on Corvold. I think Corvold here, as we found out in my red deck, it's like that's a 5. I'm doing 5 damage to you now.
Which one?
Corvold.
That's 3 colors.
Or not Corvold. Shit. My red commander there. Brain fry.
Oh, Torburn.
Torburn, yeah. I don't think he's running Torburn, is he? I don't see Torburn either.
I don't see Torburn. I don't see Terror of Mountain Bellis.
Yeah, he does. He has Terror of the Peaks.
He has Terror of the Peaks. And I don't see Drakuseth.
Yeah, he's missing a few pieces.
Yeah,
it's an interesting...
He's looking to burn him out.
Yeah, he's looking to burn him out. I probably would have put Torburn in here because you're going to draw through your deck a little bit easier. You get Torburn out, swinging instead for 3 for 5 is kind of nice. Plus, it's another thing that they absolutely have to deal with if you're playing mono. Now, Angel's Knight is also running a mono-colored deck. He's running mono-blue Baral. That's an interesting matchup.
This is old school counter everything
yes.
deck.
So,
but luckily for Vamp, the Inferno of the Star Mounts can't be countered.
Right. And I think that's going to be what's going to kick him over the edge on this one. I don't think he's going to get to play the game he wants to play with Dragon's Approach. In fact, if you get a fistful of Dragon's Approach, I mean, playing Baral, you may want a mulligan to try to find some other things to try to sneak in there. I mean, you can sneak Dragon's Approach in because on turn 3, he's probably going to play something a little more,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely... I'm gonna go with Vamp on this one. I think
I'm gonna lean towards the blue deck. I think blue is stronger. I think he might be able to just keep things under control long enough to just take over the game.
Yeah. This will be an interesting matchup. I
so
hope we get
many
to see this.
spells.
Yeah, I hope somebody records this.
It's a lucky thing that this is Brawl, so people don't think to play like what was it, Test of Talents, whatever it is, one that counters it and then exiles copies from their library. Be like, Dragon's Approach, and poof, they're all gone.
Wah wah.
They've got a fifth of your deck.
All right, let's do Bardo Burns versus Apollo. So he's got. Man, I keep losing my. I've got too many
Krenko.
monitors. Yeah, Krenko. So again, another mono red deck. Many goblins. I'm not sure if Krenko was the way to go.
Krenko's the way to go.
I don't know. I like Moglis or whatever it is there.
No, Krenko's the way to go because you want to play like some random goblin on turn 1, doesn't matter what it is. Turn
Right.
2, maybe a Skirk Prospector, and then you want to follow it up with a Goblin War Chief,
Yeah.
or some other way to give creatures haste. You plop down Krenko, make a shit ton of goblins, and they're all
True.
swinging in at the same time. Krenko can kill you on turn 4.
That's true. And he's got Cavalcade, so
Yeah, Krenko can straight up just murder your face before you have a chance to do anything.
wow.
I mean, when I'm playing Brawl and I run up against a Krenko deck, I'm like, I know that I have to have a very fast hand or a hand with a lot of early interaction, or I'm dead. I'm straight up dead because this deck will run you over.
Yeah. Well, Apollo's
It can stall out though. If
Yeah.
he stumbles on mana at all, he's fucked.
Well, Apollo's playing Nicol Bolas the Ravager, so Esper, or not Esper.
No, this is Grixis.
Grixis. That's what I meant to say. Interesting matchup.
Lots of removal.
Lots of removal. Which
He's going to
you
need to
in
draw
this
that
deck.
removal.
Yeah.
Extinction Event is going to be huge for him.
Yes. Agonizing Remorse is so he could try to get things out. He's got a couple of Nicol Bolases. He's got Eternal Kefnet. Man, it's hard to root against the Goblin deck.
I think the Krenko deck has it's aggro versus control. I think aggro is better than control in this case.
Yeah.
If the control deck, this is the thing, the control deck needs to draw well. The aggro deck doesn't necessarily have to.
Right.
All he has to do is stick a couple of things, and if the control deck stumbles, he's in trouble. Not to say that he can't win the game. Absolutely, he can. I mean, there's enough interaction in here to really keep things at bay and stall the board to the point where he can take over. But
he has to draw perfect.
If the Goblin deck curves out, he's in a lot of trouble. That clock is really quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I might have to go with Krenko too, which I hate rooting against App, but yeah.
Yeah, Goblins is a tough one for that deck to draw.
All right, so next up we've got HP Wizard versus Kinetic. So Levi and HP.
Ooh.
HP is playing Perun.
Niv Mizzet Powroon, yep.
And Levi is playing Kinnan.
Another one of those decks that can just absolutely explode on turn 3 or 4. I mean, I've seen turn 3 Crater Hoofs for lethal.
True. It's Kinnan. It's Kinnan. It's how is it not Kinnan?
Let me see. There's ways that it's not Kinnan.
Yeah.
Well,
Pact of Negation helps for Craterhoof. If he could stop Craterhoof.
Yeah, but he's got to get it and then have the 5 mana the next turn. Magma Quake. Okay, Sweltering Suns. He's got some early board wipes that he can cast. I'm looking for Curiosity.
I'm not seeing Curiosity.
Curiosity in here. Curiosity is not in here. So he does not have the infinite combo.
No.
So for those of you who don't know, Niv Mizzet Powroon, if you enchant him with Curiosity, the second anybody casts an instant or sorcery or you draw a card, you win the game. Because he'll deal a damage, which Curiosity will trigger to make you draw a card, which will trigger Niv Mizzet to make you deal a damage, and then just you are off to the races. And if they try to interact with you in any way, instant or sorcery, that triggers Niv Mizzet, which draws you a card, which deals you a damage and starts the chain all over again. So you would need something with split second to deal with that. And the only thing that's there is Croson Grip. So yeah, if he had Curiosity in this deck and he managed to stick it on Niv Mizzet Powroon, it's a time bomb.
Yeah.
And there's really not many ways to stop it. Short of like a Ravenous Chupacabra or something.
Right. Wow. Yeah. So I'm
That's a
probably
real miss on HP's part.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Kinnan on this one though.
Yeah, I think without the infinite combo, I think that's a big out that HP Wizard does not have access to.
Right.
I think that tips the scales for me. I think Kinnan is favored. I don't think it's definitely not a runaway.
Yeah, it's not. They'll go to 3 games.
But Niv Mizzet is crazy good. I mean, I have a Niv Mizzet deck, so it's really, really good. But I think Kinnan has the advantage here, just because there's certain things missing from HP's deck that I think should be in there.
Right. Well, let's move on to Too Tall Tim versus JVA. Our host of the our sister podcast here. Levi's saying he thought he saw Curiosity in there.
Did he? Let me look again. Oh, yeah, it is there. Okay.
Oh, is it? Oh.
It is there, yeah.
All right, Levi, sucks to be you. Dominus Ominous, you missed the bus. Keep a counterspell. All right, so Tim versus JVA.
I think I wasn't expecting it to be so high on the list. Yeah. That's why.
Yeah, but then again, if you're playing Niv Mizzet, wouldn't you put that to the top? Like, look what I have. Oh yeah, it was second. Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tim is running Adeline Resplendent Cathar, which I don't know her.
That's a new one. Adeline Resplendent Cathar is a star 4 for 1 and 2 white legendary human knight with vigilance. Its power is equal to the number of creatures you control, and whenever you attack for each opponent, you create a 1/1 white human creature token that's tapped and attacking that player or a planeswalker they control.
Shit.
This is sort of like a Hero of Bladehold, Bremas type card that just it makes dudes and
so he's playing white humans, really. Tim's playing white humans.
This is white, go wide, kill things.
And he's going up against Jake, our Cantrip Cartel co-host there. And Jake's playing one of my faves. I'm rooting for Jake. I'm sorry. I love First Sliver. It's
not as powerful here as it is.
Not as powerful here, no. But
you got to be a little lucky with the First Sliver.
Yeah, but I think he's got it more than. I'm gonna go with Tim on this one. I think, or Jake. Sorry, Jake.
You going with slivers?
Going with slivers, man. It's hard to root against my slivers, yo.
It's when it's 5 color slivers versus mono white. Yeah, I think you have to go with slivers.
Yeah. So, and then the winner of that is going to play Crimson Wolf. So the winner of that is going to play Anthony. So I just moved it. Anthony gets a bye. So winner of that, Anthony's got Gisa. So whoever wins that's going to be going up against Gisa. Right? Is it? Oh, no, wait. No, Anthony plays the winner of Sophisticated. No, I'm sorry. It wasn't the right spot. So let's go to Dragon King versus X Gold.
All right.
Dragon King is, and I mean, he's in the chat too, so feel free to chime in, brother. Dragon King is playing a really great commander. He's playing Dina. So
my favorite creature from Strixhaven.
Yeah, just a good card. So he's playing elves, really, kind of, it looks like. No, he's not playing elves.
No, this is like Golgari aggro. A lot of triggers.
Golgari Temple, maybe?
To feed off of.
Yeah.
It's like life gain. Golgari life gain, life loss triggers. It's just it to take advantage of Dina's ability.
Wow.
Sort of I don't want to say like aristocrats, but there's a lot of sacrifice and stuff like that in here. I like it.
And he's going up against a tough matchup, Winota.
Winota can be kind of nuts.
Yeah. Because, I kind of want to root for Dina, but
Boros aggro.
Yeah. Well, it's Winota. It's Winota humans.
Yeah.
Wow. Here's the thing. I mean, he can deal with Winota, and if you deal with Winota, his deck kind of gets hobbled. Like, he needs Winota to be out there.
I'm pulling for Dina, like I said, only because that's my favorite card from Strixhaven.
And I'm going to pull for it, too. I think Dragon's got... and it's not just like a heart thing. I think Dragon's got it. Like I said, he's got ways to deal with Winota. And once you deal with Winota, you have to worry about Embercleave, obviously. But Yeah, he's got. Yeah. I'm gonna go with
This will go the distance for sure.
Yeah.
Three games for sure. I think. If Winota draws hot, I think Winota can run him over.
True. Well, and then the winner of that is going to play Gisa, Glorious Resurrector, Anthony's deck.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm not familiar with her either, actually.
She is a 4/4 for 2/2 black legendary human wizard. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. At the beginning of your upkeep, put all creature cards exiled with Gisa onto the battlefield under your control. They gain Decayed.
Interesting. So he's got a lot of removal, and then I get to play with your cards.
Yeah, I'm going to kill all your stuff and then kill you with that.
Yes. Kill you with your own shit.
He's got Phyrexian Obliterator.
I love it. He's got Gray. He's got Gary sitting in there. He's got Massacre Worm. I'm sure he's got Massacre Girl. I love that. I love that deck. I really do.
Pro statue.
Yeah.
This is kind of like mono black stacks.
Yeah.
A lot of sacrifice. There's a couple of taxing cards in here. I mean, there's an Immortal Sun. There's a God Pharaoh statue.
So he's drawing.
There's a Turgrid.
Which, why didn't you play Turgrid as your commander? Interesting. But yeah, Anthony's got a good deck. I mean, it depends on who he ends up playing. He's got a better. I think he's well suited for either one of these guys. Less so.
Yeah, a lot of removal.
Yeah. But he's better suited for Winota. That's for sure. Well, let's go on to the next one. Our late entry, Jagro. He put together a quick. You hate Garuda.
Hate Garuda.
I love Garuda. I like his deck here. I liked what he put together.
He's got Xanathar in there.
Yes,
this is like salt.deck.
But it's not making Garuda.
I'm going to cast your spells.
Yeah.
You can't cast spells. Ulamog's in here.
Yeah.
This is a deck that just would make me want to punch a screen.
Think he'll win? I think he goes to at least the corners.
Who's he playing? He's playing Kari Zev, Skyship Raider. Mono red. Interestingly enough, not a lot of really good targets for Garuda to take. Right. This might be a bad matchup for him.
This might be a bad matchup for him. I'm looking at it too, going, An Ember. I mean, could you imagine an Ember Cleave on Glorybringer? Holy shit. I think it goes to 3. I think he has more tools. Interesting.
This deck can kill you quick.
Yeah, it can.
Grunt's deck can kill you real quick. I'm gonna lean like 60-40 towards Grunt.
Not because I hate Garuda. Jagro. I'm leaning 60-40 towards.
I'm think the more aggressive decks I think have a little bit more of an advantage in Brawl because of the lower life total. Right. A lot easier to deal 25 than it is to deal 40.
True. So our next matchup, our buddy Nick, 3 guesses what he's playing, versus Bowfinger Fan. So Nick is obviously playing 4-color Omnath, Locus of Creation.
Oh, he drew a short straw, though.
Oh, boy, did he.
You're sure these pairings were random?
They were totally random, but he gets Golos.
So it's the Omnath versus Golos, which is basically if you're playing Brawl and Arena, that's basically what happens. If you're playing either one of those decks, you're going to see the other one like all the time.
Right.
So he should hopefully have a familiarity with the matchup to know what he needs to do. But that goes both ways.
Yeah. Golos, he's got him outmatched in almost every manner.
Golos is just a better card.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason
but Omnath can and has beaten it. I've beaten plenty of Golos decks with Omnath.
And Nick's got the experience with it, and he's got the right tools. He is running a Coma. He's running the Genesis Ultimatum. He's got Lotus Cobra in there. He has to curve. There's no way around. He's running Scoot Swarm. So he has to curve it out.
He needs to turn 3 Omnath, and it needs to start going crazy for him on turn 4.
Yep. I kind of got to lean towards Bowfinger.
Let me see. Let me look at his deck list one more time. he needs. Cultivate. Roiling Regrow. Okay, yeah. So he basically needs turn 2. He needs land. Does he have land or elves? No, but that's all right. So he needs land, whatever. Turn 2, turn 2 Cobra. Turn 3 Omnath. Turn 4, it should be like Fabled Passage into like Migration Path or something to get all of his triggers, get the extra mana, start casting some extra stuff. Does he have? He has Morog. Okay. Yeah. Okay. His deck is good.
He's got the right tools.
Nick's got a good list. Bowfinger Fan's got a good list. So it's really, this is going to be who goes first.
Yep.
Who goes first? Who misses their first land drop? That's the player who loses the game.
Right.
It's going to be that quick.
Our final matchup going before, because Hippofam has a bye, and he plays the winner of this. We have Merryweather versus Mark M. So Merryweather is running Cody. So another 5 color. And Mark is running a Sigarda, Champion of Light. Mark was the one I talked about who wanted to kind of switch his commander, and I was like, dude, you kind of can't. I'll be honest, I worked with Mark a little bit on this. Outside, I was just like, a few things like I pointed him to. It's like, dude, if you're going to run a token deck, Anointed Procession. Like, it's almost an auto include. Like, that sort of thing. But, yeah, Merryweather's got the 5 color toys. He's running Approach of the Second Sun. Like, he's looking to finish this. Huh?
Cody is a very strong commander.
It is.
I'm thinking Merryweather's got this.
I kind of do too. I did, the help I gave to Mark was kind of like, I didn't know he was going to play Cody, but I was like, it's a weaker of the commanders. But he's got as much as he can in here. He's got some pretty good stuff. I think he pulls one out. He can go wide, but it's just
Cody. If you catch him at if you're able to hit Cody early hard, you can win that way as well. I'm not saying he has no chance. He obviously has a chance.
Right.
I feel that Cody's favored though.
Yeah. Oh, I do too. I'm gonna not root for, but I think Cody's got this a little bit more. Did he pull Anointed back out? Because he changed his deck a few times.
It's hard to tell when it's not in the alphabetical order.
Oh no, it's in there. Okay, yeah. Because I'm like, dude, you can't run a. Yeah, you got to run a. If you're gonna.
If he was going wide.
Yeah.
Is he running Cathar's Crusade?
I didn't tell him about that, to tell you the truth. I didn't want to go too crazy.
That in a token deck? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know.
Token comes in, everything gets +1/+1 counter. Another token comes in, they all get +1/+1 counter. You don't have to worry about all the bookkeeping with it. It's in Arena. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
that should definitely have been in here.
I don't see it, but yeah.
I mean, let me see. I'm looking for one of his token creators here.
I'm not seeing too many.
Adeline.
Yeah.
So say he had a Cathar's Crusade on the battlefield. He attacks with Adeline. The token comes in. All of his attacking creatures, all of his creatures, period, get +1/+1 counters. And if there's an Anointed Procession, that's 2 tokens coming in, which is 2 triggers on Cathar's Crusade. each getting +2/+2.
Yeah.
I mean, Cathar's Crusade should have been in here somehow.
Yeah. So I am probably thinking Merryweather's got a better shot. And then Hippofam is running a very interesting deck. Civilun of the Sea and Sky. Civilun. I have no idea.
Civilun.
Like,
it's hard. That's a hard one. It's not. It's easy. It's harder than Asmarano, Marnica, Dace, and Kaldakar, but it's word soup.
He's playing Blue Merfolk basically.
Yeah.
And
he's got Frogify. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, more power to him. He's got a lot of Imbolus clutches. He's got a lot. Yeah.
Frogify's great. You kidding me? It's like, oh, that's a nice Golish you got there. It'd be a shame if it was a 1/1 frog with no abilities.
So I think he's got a good shot too. So
Mass Manipulation is an extremely powerful card.
it is.
I'm sad though.
Why?
Nobody played Zakama.
I'm not sad because nobody played Zakama. I have to play Zakama like a week from Wednesday, and you know what? Fuck that. But yeah, so that's kind of it. That's our 30 decks, man. So I am, if I'm gonna think, I think Jay grows in a position to three-peat with the right matchup. He has to really do well in that first matchup. And
Be one of the 5-color soup decks that takes it. Honestly, I think if it's not Golos, it'll be Kenrith.
That's a very real possibility. I still like Dragon King's Dina, but I don't know that it can go all the way.
I love all the decks that were picked. I just the way that Brawl works right now. I feel like especially Golos is in such a good position because it's so easy to cast. You never get color screwed with Golos.
Right.
So I mean, if you're hitting your land drops on time, Golos is coming in turn 3, 4, 5. Well, 4 or 5. But even still, then he's ramping you. You're grabbing Field of the Dead. You're starting to generate that value, and that's a card that needs to go. And from Brawl, I really feel like, I mean, not so much Field of the Dead, but Golos, I think that needs to go.
I agree.
I don't disagree. Commander for a reason.
Yeah. So I'm definitely excited for it. So here's what's happening. If you're listening to this right now, in 15 minutes or 13 minutes, the balloon goes up and you guys can fight each other out. Brawl begins. The tournament begins. Again, if you have the opportunity, please record your matches using OBS, using any number of things to record the match. Get it to me through Dropbox or Google G Drive. We will put it together. I'll put the show together. Aramis and I will then call the match. So you don't need any audio. Aramis and I will do a featured match where we go over those at some point in the very near future. But I think that's it. So you're thinking 5 colors got this.
As I mean, if I had to pick a deck that wasn't 5 color, put a gun to my head.
Nimizit Perun. That instant win.
I don't even know if I don't know if it would be that. I mean, it might be Kinnan.
Or Inferno.
I don't think it's going to be that.
Kenrith? No. Or not Kenrith. Shit, what's it?
I really
Krenko?
like the Kinnan deck.
Yeah, I do too.
Krenko could do it. Krenko could do it if it runs hot. But if I absolutely had to pick one, I'm thinking maybe the Kinnan deck has the most.
It's hard to beat the 5 colors. I don't think Jake is going to take it with the sliver, obviously, as much as I'd love to see that. I do think it's going to be probably a Golos deck. I think it's going to be the Golos deck. Bowfinger's also really good. He's a really good player. He knows how to play that deck.
But that's also why they play. You see the decks on paper, it doesn't mean they're going to win. So good luck to everybody. May the mana gods be in your favor. May that arena shuffler take the day off.
Absolutely. So, and with that, you know what? That's a really great place for us to go to.
End step.
All right. So end step. So as Aramis and I roll up our play mats and put them back in their little canisters, and we put our cards in the boxes and take our pizza boxes. Oh my God. What the hell did I drink? Put the pizza boxes next to the trash because, damn it, your mother still does not work in this video.
You drink that straight cone liquor.
Damn it, your mother still does not work in dispenser gifts. We want to remind you that we have a Twitch channel where we stream all of our content. Look up PlanesTalkers Podcast on Twitch, and there you're going to see all the shows we do on both Magic and as well as I play a lot of other geeky games that I do stream there. You can also follow me on Twitch at Mindcrime73. I'd appreciate the follow. I do play DCU online there. I've been playing Minecraft a little bit more these days. So you can check it out there, Mindcrime73.
And if you'd rather interact with the show in a more real-time fashion, I mean, a lot of you have been doing it tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Our Discord is the place to be. very active community, especially during this time when we're doing our winter boxes. But even when the tournaments aren't going on, there's usually somebody or a group of people hanging around willing to chat or pick up a game if that's what you're looking for. So discord.planestalkerspodcast.com. That's where you'll go to find this great community. If you want to get in on our Wednesday night games, that's where you need to go. If you want to get in on these winter box games, that's where you need to go. So, like I said, discord.planestalkerspodcast.com. We also do have a Twitter account. If you want to get in touch with us that way, we'll tweet when we go live. Maybe if something else really big happens, we want to get it out to you guys right away. Follow us. Our handle on Twitter is @PlanesTalkerPod.
And my personal Twitter is @WRBenson. Now, I don't tweet there very often, but, if you wanted to give me a follow there, that'd be cool. And, of course, you can follow us on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/PlanesTalker. Like and follow our page there. It's not Planes Talkers because some airplane junkie took it over. And yeah, jerk. But just go there, facebook.com/PlanesTalker. And also don't forget, Wednesday night, we do have a playcast where we play Commander Craft. It's Aramis and I and 2 listeners. This week, Levi's playing game 1 because he won last week. And
what's he playing again?
Huh?
What's he playing again?
Pillow Fort, I think.
Okay, I think I'm picking a deck at random.
Yeah, I think I'm going to probably try to do the red deck again because I really want to see if I can. I spent some money on that. I want it to play. So we do play Paper Commander there live. We're looking for one more. So if you're a patron, you have until tomorrow morning. You get first dib. Otherwise, anyone is available. Just hit us up on our Discord to sign up for that. Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern is when we do it. So tune in there. Or if you, like I said, if you want to play and you have a webcam, let us know on our Discord.
And finally, if you want to get in touch with us via email, there are 3 email addresses you can use to talk to us. We will read your email on the show, especially if it's something interesting.
I read them all.
Good or bad.
I really, yeah. Even if it's bad, I read it. If you're like, wow, Will needs to shut the F up, I'd be like, actually, that would go right to the front of the line. I'd be like, look at this. Somebody said I need to shut up.
So, yeah, if you want to see that.
But don't tell me to shut
places. Shut up.
Yes,
I'm talking.
Yeah, there's something.
Anyway, yeah. There's 3 email addresses. First one goes to both of us, podcast@planestalkerspodcast.com. If you want to talk to Will directly and tell him to lay off the triple IPAs, it's will@planestalkerspodcast.com because they wreck his face. It's not a good time.
And what's your email, sir?
It got deleted. I don't know what happened. It's Aramis, ARAMIS @planestalkerspodcast.com. Send us an email.
Yes, and on that note, we want to thank you guys for hanging out and listening to the PlanesTalker podcast tonight. We will be back next Monday. Who knows what we're talking about? Probably some Commander Craft stuff. We'll probably go over some pre-releasing, update on the Winterbox. Don't forget, Wednesday night is Commander Craft. So hopefully we can crush Levi because he needs to be. We thank you guys for listening. We will be back next week. So have a wonderful week. Thank you very much and have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Seriously, I have word salad. I feel like I'm stroking out literally right here. What the absolute... That was not even that strong.
Yeah, I guess you're just a lightweight now.
Something happened. Okay, yeah, it is a triple. But, I mean, I've had this before on air, and it's never done this to me. Like, I am stumbling over every possible word I possibly have.
I mean, when did you eat dinner?
You know what? All I did have was 2 chicken patties. No bread. So that's probably it, because this is 119, right? Yeah, it's 119.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, here's the thing. I think when we come back, I haven't done the math yet, but I think when we come back after the Christmas break, so we've got what? Next week is 20, 21, 22, 23 is the 6th, 24. Yeah, you know what? If we take the 20th and the 27th off for the holidays, the New Year's show we could do on the 3rd. That could be a call-in show. That'll be episode 125. So we could take 20 and 27 off. take 2 weeks off in a row, I guess. But I mean, there's no real news anyway, and
No.
or we do the oh no, we'll do the call-in show on the 20th. Like a happy holiday. Let's have a party. Yeah. A PlanesTalkers holiday call-in show. Episode 125. That's not a bad idea. What do you think?
I'm good with that.
Yeah, because the episode 100 call-in show was hysterical. That was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, we gotta listen to that one again.
Yeah, and we'll use Discord for that. And yeah. Yeah, let's put a pin in that. Like December 20th, and you don't drink, but I mean, we'd be like, dear God, bring eggnog.
I mean, I can get regular eggnog.
You could bring it. Yeah, actually, that would be actually funnier if you did get regular eggnog.
I like regular eggnog. It's
what?
delicious.
Who likes eggnog? Nobody likes eggnog. It's the whiskey.
I have no idea what whiskey even tastes like.
Oh, dude, it's a beautiful thing.
I'll
It's like Tahiti. It's a magical place. Oh, I like that idea. So December 20th, I think that's the 125th show, which is what we said. We're like going to always do those call-ins on the 25. So, because I think we had a good time with that for episode 100, didn't we? Like everybody was asking questions, and we did like a recap.
Every episode, so.
Yeah, huh?
I have a good time every episode.
Yeah, I know that's true. Me too. We put the fun in funeral.
That was a really dead joke.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, fell flat. It was pretty stiff.
Yeah.
All right, I'm downloading to Dropbox.
It should be there already, I think.
I think yours is. Yeah, episode 119. I can get rid of 18. Because my Dropbox is starting to get a little full. I've really got to spend some time going through.
So I think what I'm going to do for Wednesday is I have 18 decks. I'm going to roll a 20-sided dice. And this is why.
Okay.
1 through 18, it picks one of those decks at random. If it's a 19, you guys pick the deck. If it's a 20, I get to pick.
Oh, shit.
You like that?
I do. You're not going to pick like Zakama though, right? We can keep Zakama out.
No, I don't think I would pick Zakama because I'm saving that for a couple of weeks. But I mean,
it's the week after next, so yeah.
Yeah, if it rolls there, I mean, hey, the gods have decided.
I hate that fucking deck so much. But yeah, I think that's fine. Whatever.
Because I have no idea what I would pick. It would really depend on what my mood is that day. I mean, there's a bunch. I've updated every deck I have.
Right.
So they all have something new in them. So there's a bunch of stuff that I haven't played.
Hey man, I'm cool. You know that. I like to bust your balls about Zakama, but I'm not playing Omnath. I mean, whenever I pull Omnath or Sliver out, you get all like the same way. So, I'm down. Yeah, I haven't decided if I'm going to play Calamax, Omnath, or the first Sliver for Wednesday.
Honestly, I think your Calamax deck is the strongest one.
I do too, actually. I think you're right.
I think it's the most explosive.
Yeah.
I mean, Sliver.
But I don't want to be that explosive because I'm worried you're just going to be like, I have to target Will, and I want to enjoy playing for 5 minutes.
Well, I mean, if it's Zakama, I'm trying to kill all you guys at the same time.
Shit, that was fun. Will, no Omnath.
I think people like the Zakama deck more than they like the Omnath deck.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's. I think it's because it's a big stupid dinosaur that does things and not something oppressive like Omnath.
Right. I think you're right. I do. I think you're absolutely correct.
I have to take a poll. That's something to put in a poll.
Yeah.
Which obnoxious commander deck do you like the most? And it's my Zakama deck, your Calamax / Omnath, and then or like one of the other.
I feel like I have more of the obnoxious decks: Calamax, Omnath, Korvold.
You had Golos until it was banned. Yeah.
I still have nightmares of that deck. Still. Wait, Dragon, you played with me?
Which deck do you have nightmares about?
I'm Matthew saying. I didn't know. Did he
I'm
play with us?
I'm sure he did at one point, or maybe just from watching.
Dude, you're more than welcome Wednesday. You want to play Wednesday? We'd love to have you. You could take the 4 slot.
Oh, he played at Kerwin's.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that night. Now. Okay, yeah. That. I think they let me live, and I'm like, no, just give me a turn. Boom.
Yeah, see, you missed the week when I played against Will when I had the Zakama deck and just absolutely annihilated everybody.
You mean anytime you played Zakama?
Did
Dude, every time you've played Zakama, I don't know that you haven't gone to 3 games.
I've gone to the 3rd game. He's the only deck I've retired. I've only been able to retire 1 deck, and that was Zakama the one time.
Yeah.
All my other decks have lost their third. Either the
we have retired.
The Nemesis
we did retire
game.
Zakama once. I remember that.
Yeah, just the one time. Yeah, but it was either that when we did the 3 wins and it's automatically retired, or when we went to Nemesis. I've only had 1 deck actually make it that far, and it's just the one.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's the thing. Like as good as my Zakama deck is, it's hard for it to pull 3 in a row.
I'm with you. All right. Oh, I'm tired. I
did put some new toys in there.
Great. That's what I love to hear about Zakama.
It's mostly the mana base.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. It's not like you're playing a Dino deck. You're playing land. You're playing ramp.
Big mana.
Yeah.
It's ramp and big mana. Yeah. Well, I mean, my commander costs 9.
Yeah.
I need to ramp if I want to cast that thing soon, because most everybody else's commanders is like 4, 5, 6, or 2, or something a lot cheaper than that. 9's a lot of mana.
And Dragon, you have your own channel. Here's the thing. I'm willing to say this right now because I'm looking at the channel. I don't think any other patrons have signed up. So I'm going to say this right now, man. If you got a webcam, you are welcome Wednesday night. I will put you in. Unless a patron shows up between now and 8 a.m. on tomorrow. But 100%, man. Love to have you play. So let's see. And 10:03. Do we have anybody playing? I wonder if we have some people playing. So
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I know Adam and Mumble are trying to get together. So
don't have a deck for it. Then how the hell were you at Kerwin's?
Yeah. Dude, how did you play with us, Kerwin's? No.
Oh, you must have been borrowing somebody's deck?
Yeah. Because it's just Commander. It's regular Commander. It's not Brawl. It's Commander. Like, we're talking playing Commander. I'm excited.
Get something put together. Find a buddy.
Oh, it was my deck. Yeah.
And where'd it go? Oh, you sold it.
Okay.
Fair. That's
fair. Okay, yeah. So this will be like the last week. Whoever wins the second game, what they'll need to understand as champion is, okay, next week we have the special show with the host. The week after that, we have the special show with the precons. So, like, we're not going to
put it in amber for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we're going to be, but I'm very excited about that. Yeah, did you get the precons yet?
No.
Okay. Well, you'll get them this week. All right, let me know about Friday. Let me see if I can get my hands on a pre-release kit.
Yeah, I should be able to. I wasn't able to for Midnight Hunt, but we'll see what happens for Crimson Vow.
All right, so I'm going to stop the stream now. Guys, thanks for hanging with us, man. We still got 7 people watching. Again, best of luck to all of you out there playing in the tournament. Special thanks to Kerwin's for, giving us the box. So we're very thankful for that. But I should get off the air because I don't know what I'm saying right now.
You're giving me your social security number.
Yeah, it is. All right, ready? Here, write this down.
Yes.
1.
I'm ready now.
2. 3.
Okay.
4.
Yeah.
5.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's the same combination of my luggage.
Ah, thank you. Yes. Oh, that makes me feel better. I was like, I hope he gets this. It was this moment where I was like, dear God.
I get the Spaceball reference. Yeah, you got to get the Spaceball. Merchandising. Spaceballs
the
flamethrower.
The kids love this one. I gotta watch. You know what? I can't watch it. That's a movie I gotta show the kid. Like, it's weird. Nick Sr., Matthew's dad, didn't really show his kids. Like, I've shown the kids Blazing Saddles. I'm like, I gave the talk before Blazing Saddles. I'm like, look, realize this. It's racist as hell. but it's showing racism in a negative light. Everybody who's racist is an absolute moron. All right, like the
I
smartest
have not
people.
seen Blazing Saddles yet.
Oh, it's a hard watch in a 21st century lens, but when you realize it's kind of like All in the Family, where the racism is played for, if you're a racist, you're an idiot. Like that's how you can kind of get around it. But it's funny as hell, and it's not the racist jokes that are funny; it's the making fun of racists that are funny.
That's always funny.
And Dom DeLuise during the big song and dance number at the end is worth the price of admission. You got to Blazing Saddle, and you got to watch the non-TV edited version. But
I refuse to watch movies on TV.
Good man.
I refuse.
I'm tempted to give you my voodoo credentials so you can watch Blazing Saddles and a bunch of other movies. But
like anytime, like even if it's one of my favorite movies, like The Lord of the Rings or something comes on, or any of the Star Trek movies or anything like that, I'm like, nope, sorry, not happening. I love the movie. I am not watching it with commercials and being edited for time and censorship. Fuck that.
I almost want to watch Blazing Saddles with you. I almost want to make a movie night for that because it's a guy funny. And again, you have to realize that it's of its time, of the late 70s.
I always when I'm watching a movie, I always watch with something like that in mind. Like, Kevin Spacey's a complete asshole, but the movies that he made,
I still love
he's a good actor.
Suspects. I still love The Usual Suspects.
He's human trash, but his
he's
movies
garbage pile. It's harder with Buffy for some reason for me. Like it's easier to get around Kevin Spacey than it is Joss Whedon. And I know it shouldn't be, but I think, did we have this talk last week? I feel like we did.
We kind of did. Yeah.
But yeah, Kevin Spacey's he's a human dumpster fire. But it's hard because his movies are so iconic. Like, what was it? A Time to Kill. He was incredible.
Wasn't he in American Beauty?
Oh yeah. Now that has problems in and of itself.
It does, but it's it's a movie.
Yeah.
You watch it for what it is. You're not trying to you're suspending your disbelief and all that other cliche nonsense.
I mean, the guy goes after one of his daughter's friends. I mean, there's problems with that from a 21st century lens.
There's problems with that from a 20th century lens.
Actually, yeah, that's true. I mean, Kevin Spacey. It's tough too because I mean, Seven. He was incredible in Seven.
I didn't see all of that.
Oh, the ending.
I've seen the ending. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Which sucks. It's like I've already seen the ending.
Yeah.
Because Thank You was on TV.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Outbreak was one of my favorite movies with him in it. There were a bunch of movies where I loved Kevin Spacey, and I'm like, oh God, it's just so oogie to watch you right now.
It's like, why'd you have to be a giant douchebag?
Yeah, because it's
anytime that happens to a celebrity or a good actor, you're like, oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's like Usual Suspects is one of my top 11 all-time favorite. Okay, so it's number 11 of all-time favorite movies. Like it got me. The twist got me. The performance he gave got me. Like, yeah. And now I'm like, so highly recommend. But Blazing Saddles, I feel like I want to watch that with you because you'll laugh. You'll laugh out loud. Like, Harvey Korman is hysterical. You've got Slim Pickens, who, automatically funny when he's not riding a nuclear weapon. Cleavon Little sold the entire thing. Gene Wilder was the best he's ever been on screen. So
that's the only name that I recognize.
Oh.
So.
Well, I mean, Gene Wilder's hysterical just from so what's your name? Well, my mother named me Jim. Most people call me Jim. Yeah, it's great. Oh, God, my God, I might have to go watch that. All right, I guess we should get out of here. Guys, thanks for watching the stream. That was our movie minute, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.